India in details.
The West is back to doing what it does best, rolling out their usual anti-India drama, like it's their favorite pastime. Shockingly, the Air India Ahmedabad plane crash seems to have put smiles on some faces in Canada, as if India's pain brings them joy. And that is why, in this explosive episode, our channel will deliver a slap of truth to those Canadians and others who dared to mock or attack India during a moment of deep sorrow. Get ready, this is the response they never saw coming. And that's not all. We'll also expose how Iran's state media has launched a sneaky, full-blown anti-India propaganda war, spreading hate against Hindus and the world's largest democracy. Point 1. Of course, right after the Air India crash, the Western media wasted no time, starting their usual anti-India drama, painting India as some aviation disaster zone. Because when accidents happen in the West, they are just unfortunate incidents. But when it's India, it suddenly becomes a global safety crisis. But of course, this 2024 safety report released by the IATA clearly shows that aviation accidents also take place in the so-called glorious Western world. Then why is it that the Indian media outlets do not question or humiliate Western airlines the same way? Point 2. As far as Canada is concerned, it seems to be setting brand new records in anti-India hate. When Canada's Hindu foreign minister spoke about the Air India crash, many racist, hate-filled voices came out in full force. Let me show you some of them. Read this one. Of course, she's our imported minister, imported from there. And this one. She's crying about her countrymen. And see this. This comment, well, it actually celebrates the Air India crash. A little less pressure on the housing market. Cool. And this one as well. Silver lining. And this one. 240 invaders. And read this. And absolutely nothing of value was lost. And this. I am surprised we don't have a picture of a bowl of butter chicken on our flag yet. And this one. At least we'll have a bit more space saved over here in Canada for now. And now read this one. Probably smelled too bad. And according to this comment, too many were hanging on to the outside of the plane, and the plane couldn't handle the extra weight and stress. Do you see all that? Do you see the kind of hatred they have towards India and Indians? Now it's time to school these Canadian racists and others and crush their arrogance, piece by piece, fact by fact. To start with, continued looting from the stolen land that they are sitting on, continued exploitation through neo-colonization, and profiting from PORN seem to be some of Canada's greatest strengths. After all, Canada, a Western genocidal colonial criminal state, is also considered one of the capitals of the world. After all, Canada is a country where is seen as possibly their greatest export. But despite all those so-called strengths, Canada does not have enough Canadians who are intelligent or skillful enough to run the country. That's why Canada desperately needs to steal foreign talent. That's why Canada has to rely on skilled Indian expats and others who are desperately required to fill the skill deficit and save Canada from economic collapse. But instead of showing gratitude to Indian expats and others who are saving their stolen land from economic collapse, some Canadians attack them. They even call those Indian expats invaders. Point 3. Dear Canadians of European descent, do not forget that many desperate, hungry or poor Christians from Europe invaded North America to steal indigenous land. Many of these European immigrants even built or lived in stinky and filthy neighborhoods in North America. Take a look. This was the original slum-style life in the so-called First World, filled with filth, stench and Christian invaders from Europe. So yes, watch this video later to learn more about the actual invaders who occupied North America and apologize if you have used the word invaders for Indian expats in Canada. Today, many in Canada seem unfriendly towards foreigners or immigrants. But no, I do not mean to say that Canada never welcomed foreigners or immigrants. It did. Yes, Canada did welcome or receive European Nazi immigrants and European war criminals. Many European Nazis and war criminals made Canada their home, sweet home. Canada's immigration system has allowed entry to individuals or extremists who now play what is seen as Canada's dirty geopolitical game against India, a former European colony. But what can we expect from a country that became home to some European Nazi war criminals? What can we expect from a country where many are descendants of Christian European invaders? Many Europeans colonized or settled in the Americas, claiming that they were civilizing the natives who were into cannibalism. But the reality is that deceitful European colonizers largely exaggerated their accounts of New World cannibalism. On the contrary, the ugly truth is that cannibalism in the form of corpse medicine and other uncivilized practices were widespread in Europe. To learn more about uncivilized European Christian cannibalism, Canadians can watch this well-researched episode later. Don't you think that Canadians of European descent should know more about their European or Christian roots? Today, there are Canadians of European descent who blame Islamists for seeking conquest. But isn't this what many of their own Christian ancestors did on indigenous land? The brutal conquest of North America. Today, unfortunately, it seems clear that the hardworking and talented Hindu expat community in North America is a victim of both Islamists and Christian radicals. This anti-India or anti-Hindu sentiment is not going to help Canada in the lead-up to PM Modi's arrival in Canada. The people of India know very well what Canada is doing. Just like Pakistan, Canada is increasingly being seen as a country that has treated terrorism as a foreign policy tool and a country that has protected those who are considered terrorists. It's been observed that a lot of anti-India hatred was normalized during the brutal regime of Justin Trudeau. Many even felt that hatred for Hindus and Indians, in a way, became mainstream in Canada. Is it right to say that Canada's dishonesty and deceit is bringing it closer to its own geopolitical grave? Point 4. A lot of people in India have no clue about how the Iranian media handles India in its coverage, particularly when it comes to sensitive Hindu affairs. Take a look. This is Iran's official state-run news agency. A lot of content published here reflects Iran's official policies. Now read this. Focus on the choice of words. Indian PM to open temple at site of mosque destroyed by Hindu mobs. That is an example of how Iran's official state-run news agency covered Ayodhya's Ram Mandir. Iran's position on India's Kashmir is another sensitive issue that has provoked many in India. Today, it is no surprise that many Indians openly support Israel in the ongoing Iran-Israel conflict. But the Iranian media seems more focused on propaganda. See the choice of words again. The people of Kashmir take to the streets to stage protests against the Zionist regime and show support for Iran. Point 5. It has been observed that Iran is seeking to maximize its influence in India, specifically in India's Kashmir. Take a look at this. A billboard near the Hazrat Bal Shrine in Srinagar. Do you see who is there on the billboard? As explained here, Iran's pattern of seeking influence and indeed control of Shias in Lebanon, Iraq and so on are well known. And the Shia community in India is something that Iran seems very, very interested in. Here is another image. Iranian propaganda posters on the grounds of a school in Budgam district. Not only that, Iran seeks to influence Indian Shias through religious figures as well, and the influence seems to be showing its effect. As claimed here, indeed, some Indian Shia clerics seek approval from Iranian clerics to join in celebrations with local Sunnis. Wow! Now, some Indian Muslims seek approval from Iranian clerics. The Indian authorities have a lot to handle here. India is a place where multiple foreign powers are fighting with one another to gain influence. This isn't just diplomacy. It is a full-blown battlefield of foreign agendas. This is no longer soft power. It is soft war. See you again.